What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show.
All right, Q-Flow. So we didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to happen anymore. But there was talks a couple years ago, back in 2020, I believe it was, of a Vince McMahon documentary coming out on Netflix.
Oh, brother!
It was a 6-part documentary that's supposed to be coming out. Then pandemic happened, and then also they had one of his, one of them early lawsuits that came out that required Vince to retire. You remember that, right? Was it 2021, 2022? They made him retire, left for 6 months. So then they had to pause the documentary so they can update it. Then Vince finds his way back in through TKO. So they had to stop production and add more stuff in or update it again. Then the Janelle Grant stuff comes out, and now he had to resign. So they had to stop one more time and update this again. So finally, it came out on Dateline. It came out Deadline and Variety and all stuff like that. That the Vince McMahon docuseries now has a release date, a poster, and it's coming out on Netflix on September 25th. And I'm gonna tell you something. Today, well, by the time we record this, it's September. Mm-hmm. It's close. Like, that's about 4 weeks away.
God, it's already September.
Isn't it right? Right. By the way, side note.
No birthday next month, man. Jesus.
Oh man, I know what you better be 3-2.
30 dudes, yep.
Yeah, 30 dudes, bruh.
Oh lordy.
I gotta try to find you a present or something.
Well, we got time.
I was about to say, I got a cookie song, probably get you some of them chicharrones with the crispy ends.
Hey now.
Don't threaten me with a good time. But anyway, so yeah, this docuseries is set to have 6 1-hour parts. No commercials, so 1 hour parts. That's a whole 6-hour documentary. Because once again, everybody's been, when it comes to documentaries, everybody's been following the Last Stand type of energy when it comes to the documentaries now.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my thing. I think we have the same kind of thing going on. What is this docuseries really going to cover, right?
Mm-hmm. Because
they said that this is going to have interviews of Vince McMahon prior to the stuff that happened. They talked to over 200 people, some big names in the business, which means Hogan, Austin, Rock, probably stuff like that. Then some journalists, stuff like that. But this is what the official synopsis says on Variety.com. The series titled Mr. McMahon will debut on September 25th. It consists of 6 1-hour episodes. The official synopsis for the series states: Mr. McMahon chronicles the rise and fall of Vince McMahon, controversial businessman and co-founder of WWE, from his transformation of the WWE from a small regional business into a global entertainment powerhouse, to the explosive sexual misconduct allegations that led to his eventual resignation. The 6-episode series offers a deep dive into McMahon's life and his enduring franchise. Cuddled from hold on. Here we go. Someone trying to shut down on me. Don't do that.
Uh-oh.
Cuddled from 200. The FBI agents listening. Cuddled from over 200 hours of interviews with McMahon himself prior to his resignation, his family members, business associates, and some of the most iconic names in wrestling history, as well as the journalists who uncovered McMahon's allegations. Filmmaker Chris Smith, who Tiger King, he directed that one, and exclusive producer Bill
Lord.
Simmons, 30 for 30, present an unflinching, no holds barred look at one of the most dynamic figures in sports entertainment. That is the official synopsis. Okay, Q-Flow.
They making me mad.
Okay. Now, here's my thing. Now, Bill Simmons is pretty good. Like, see, I watched 30 for 30. 30 for 30 is a pretty good documentary series. Netflix does tend to have good documentaries. I don't know if you watch a lot of Netflix documentaries at all. Okay, I'm taking this back. You're not a big documentary guy. You have told me that before.
Mm-hmm.
You have told me that before. But so for me, somebody who does watch documentaries, I'm like, Netflix does pretty good documentaries. And now right now I'm a little pissed off at Unsolved Mysteries. We just got Volume 4, and this joint has been kind of cheeks, to be honest with you, compared to the first 3 volumes. The first 3 volumes had me up at night. This one, I'm just like, I keep falling asleep on that first episode, bro. I'm just like, those ain't good signs. I gotta like try to stay awake so I can see what's going on. Here's my issue. If they treat this like OJ Made in America, you got me. You got me. If they don't, because once again, when you got WWE in the title, when it comes to documentaries, how involved in this are they? You know, and to have some revisionist history, how involved are they for this? Now, if they like, yo, we just taking off, you know, the rings and we're going all into this, because first of all, don't give me 6 parts of Glory Vince McMahon with like minor bullshit, and then the last hour is you try to talk about all these allegations and stuff like that. I mean, like, no, Vince been trashed for decades.
Right.
I need all the trash from Vince, from him covering up Jimmy Snuka's killing of that woman, all the way down to these allegations. I need them all.
Owen Hart, how you?
Oh, exactly, all that shit.
And
if you're going to be a journalist, ask these motherfuckers the hard questions, because it ain't just about. Look, first of all, Hogan, like Trump, is all going to do is just lie. Okay, fuck Hogan. We ain't got time for him. He going to sit there. He going to brother and lie about all this shit. I'm talking about when you got to talk about this shit, you got to be truthful. Like, hey, if y'all was mad that Vince kept the show going after Owen Hart was killed, say that. But see, I don't know if they're going to see. I just don't know how deep they're going to get into that. Now, once again, because right now he ain't got nothing to do with that last part when it comes. Watch it, nothing to do. When they're gonna talk about the allegations and the journalists who uncovered it and all that stuff like that, Vince ain't gonna be part of them shows. Stephanie not gonna be part of them shows. Shane not gonna be part of them shows. Triple H not gonna be part of them shows. And Linda not gonna be part of them shows. They are going to be part. They are going to probably be all up in some shows until about episode 4. Then when the heavy shit comes, they're not gonna be nowhere to be found. They're not gonna be nowhere to be found. Okay, so my thing is, if you really gonna get into all the trash and get into all the stuff that McMahon has done, good or bad, but you got to cover all of it, because I do not need a 6-hour glory fest. I don't need that. I don't need that. Does this?
I feel like they about to BS's.
What would make you, in Q Flow's personal opinion, what would make you actually sit down and check this out, other than just doing Wrestling Horn for the podcast? Honestly,
nothing. Nothing. It would specifically be, if first of all, I don't even have Netflix, but if I did, I'm only watching it to talk about it on the podcast.
Gotcha. Makes sense. makes perfect sense. I just I didn't know this thing was still happening, let alone this quickly into, especially when now maybe it's because they're Raw is about to come to Netflix in January.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be like, hey, the start of some WWE Netflix programming going on. And once again, it could be possibly really well done. But like I said, if it's like OJ Made in America, now once again, me and Q Flow, we probably got the same opinions about OJ Simpson, right? It's okay if we don't. But let me just quick. Do you think he did it, Q Flow?
Do I think who did it?
OJ Simpson.
Man, yeah, he did it.
You goddamn right he did. Anyway, so I'm just saying. I'm just trying to make an example because I think we're on the same page here. So here's the thing. They had I know you're not a big sports guy, but ESPN, what Bill Simmons does, is they do the 30 for 30 documentaries. It was supposed to be 30 sports stories covering 30 years of ESPN, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was that was so successful, and it was like there's way more sports stories to talk about, and the 30 for 30 has become a crazy ass series. And I have a lot of the documentaries. You can actually watch a lot of them on Disney Plus because ESPN Plus has all the 30 for 30s, but they're starting to wean them into Hulu and Disney Plus because they got the bundle going. Really good sports documentaries, and I even got my wife into them, laid sketch into them. So they had one because O.J. Simpson used to be a football player. So they did one called O.J. Made in America, and it was a 5-part documentary, which it broke it down like to the point where it's like this. We're going to tell you about who Orenthal James Simpson is. Then we're going to tell you about the history of the cops in L.A. and racism between cops and African Americans in their community in LA. And then we're going to talk about the case as a whole. So now when we get to the part of the case, now you understand who he was as a person and who the LAPD is, and it just makes the case look at it through a whole new light.
Right.
And it breaks it down everything to the point where it's just like, bruh, he's just guilty. You know, but it was so well done. It was one of the most popular documentaries when it first came out. Now, with that being said, if they take that same approach, and when I say the same approach is to the point where is they let people have their opinion, but we're going to get to the cold hard facts here, and the truth and the uncomfortable truth. If they take that same approach with this McMahon documentary, I think it can be good. But they got to take that same approach. If they do, you gotta. It's like let us know, because Vince had a rough childhood also. So let us know who Vincent Kenny McMahon is and who his daddy is. For for the young fans who don't know, let us know what the wrestling business is, and then put them together and let us know the billionaire evil man that Vince McMahon can be, and that is what all that stuff is, and then bring everything together so people can get a better understanding. If they take that approach to it, I truly think it can be something special. But once again,
I hope so, man.
But the bar is in hell. So let's say so. Right, and so right now, I'm leery. But once again, for somebody, Mr. A&E, who loves content, who loves doing stuff for the show, and just love watch documentaries, I already know me and Lady Sketch are going to check this thing out. I hope they put out all 6 episodes. I ain't trying to wait week to week for this shit. I damn sure ain't going to do that.
And, yo, seriously, ain't nobody trying to wait that long for Vince, man.
Exactly. Like put all the stuff out. It's 6 hours. I can binge that in one day and be like, all right, let's watch this, John. Let's talk about it. Which kind of the Bel Air approach. I love that they did 3 episodes a week, and then like the last 2, so they're doing 1 week to week to week. It's so much better that way, at least for me. So we got to probably just check this out, when it hits. But I'm just saying, my ears are perked. Let's put it that way. My ears are perked.